If you are ever visiting Stowe, Vermont area, a tour to the Ben & Jerry factory is a must. Make sure you include this fun day in your itinerary.
I'm so excited. Got my ice cream. Now let's do the taste test. I got the fish food. So good.
All right, everyone, that's the cowbell for the 3 o'clock tour. If you have tickets for the 3 o'clock, just move in, please. Does everyone know why cows wear bells? Their horns don't work. I'm going to take you on a 3-part tour. First part, we're going to go up 25 stairs into the Cow Over the Moon Theater. In there, we're going to see a short movie about the history of Ben & Jerry's. After that, I'll take you out on the mezzanine where we can look down on the production floor. I'll tell you all about the ice cream making process. Then we're going to go down to the flavor room and eat some ice cream. Or for some people, more ice cream. Before we leave this area, I'd just like to mention the tank room. This is where we have 6 5,500-gallon tanks. That's where we hold our base mix. I'll tell you all about the base mix up on the mezzanine, but when you're up there, you can't see the tank. If anyone on the 3 o'clock would like to use the van elevator right around the corner, just make sure you get off on the 2nd floor. You're going to walk up the stairs right this way. As long as you've checked in, you can head up the stairs. If you haven't checked in, check with me right here by the desk.
Thank you.
Greetings from the future. We're happy to report flying cars finally happened, and Ben & Jerry's is still making ice cream. Our loyal spokes cow is still along for the ride. She was designed by a local Vermont artist, Woody Jackson, and she's been part of the Ben & Jerry's family for decades. Who better to take you on a time-traveling trip through our history? So before we come back to the future, we're heading to the past to show you how Ben & Jerry, 2 kids who met in Merritt, Long Island's 7th grade gym class, grew up to create the world's chunkiest ice cream. First up, the 70s, where those grown-up kids were trying to figure out how to make a living from their love for food. They discussed going into the bagel biz, but they couldn't afford the equipment. So they split a $5 ice cream course from Penn State instead, and got an A- on the open book exam. They bought this old gas station and began creating their own flavors. But since poor Ben had no taste, we don't need a sense of style, he really couldn't taste anything. They put in bigger and bigger chunks and swirls until they declared it ice cream perfection. They gave their creations fun names and began a long tradition of even more fun promotions. Stilt walkers, mimes, even free ice cream for dogs. Ben & Jerry had started an ice cream counterculture, a time not just of free love, but also of free cone days. That special day in April started as a way to thank the community for helping them stay in business for an entire year. It was so fun, we've been doing it ever since. As the 70s came to a close and hippies were becoming yuppies, we realized that it was time to get down to business. To the 80s. The 80s. When Wall Street was all about making dough, we wanted to make dough too. Cookie dough. Thanks to an anonymous customer suggestion, cookie dough ice cream was born, putting Ben & Jerry's on the map and into grocery freezers. It became pretty clear that we needed to build a bigger factory. Thanks to a little-known law, we were able to sell stock exclusively to Vermonters, so that 1 in 100 families here owned a little piece of Ben & Jerry's. We also set aside 7.5% of our annual profits for the Ben & Jerry's Foundation, funding small nonprofits working on social and environmental justice. Global tensions were high in the 80s, and Ben & Jerry's was fighting its own very cold war, using ice cream to protest for more government spending on peace. But the biggest surprise of the decade? The grooviest ice cream company in Vermont being named Small Business Persons of the Year by President Ronald Reagan himself. As the 80s ended, we realized that to capture our unique way of doing business, we needed to turn our values into a mission statement. 1. Make delicious ice cream. 2. Grow the company responsibly and sustainably. And 3. Change the world with ice cream as innovatively as possible. Speaking of, do you know what you get when you stand the 60s on its head? The 90s. In the 90s, people weren't just sitting around watching The Real World on MTV. They were trying to figure out how to make the actual world better. For us, that meant looking at our ingredients and how they could affect people. From family farmers in Vermont to farmers all the way across the world. We even realized that brownies could make the world a little better if they're made in a bakery that creates jobs for those who struggle for employment. And just like in the past, we were still naming flavors after our favorite groovy bands. After launching our first flavor in the UK, we were excited to finally start bringing our chunks and swirls to fans worldwide. So forget Y2K. We couldn't wait to greet the new millennium. In the 2000s, people started connecting across the globe, and we were starting to connect them with their favorite flavors. It was at this time that Unilever, now a leader in corporate social responsibility, became interested in Ben & Jerry's. Despite the founders' best efforts to keep Ben & Jerry's independent, the company was acquired by Unilever with a unique agreement allowing us to maintain our own independent board of directors. We continue to make our ice cream available in new and exciting places and to make a truly big difference on the issues we care about most. We're talking big, like a 900-pound baked Alaska to protest drilling in refuge wilderness, or an entire herd of Ben & Jerry's cows to raise awareness against animal cloning. Our Caring Dairy program helped farmers become more sustainable, and we campaigned for marriage equality with Hubby Hubby. Not bad for a company that started at a gas station. Oh, look at that. We're almost to the present. Time flies when you're having fun. In this age of social media, Ben & Jerry's didn't just want virtual friends. We got out and met them. We went on tour to save the Great Barrier Reef and marched to protest climate change as fans let us know that they wanted to save our world. We hung out with late-night snackers on The Tonight Show.
We told people to try the Tonight Dough from a state-of-the-art robot ice cream feeding machine. A robot with a spoon, yeah.
I made an American dream come true.
But he's gone now. He's gone now. Luckily, ice cream is still around. Oh, come to me, my waffle cone lover. So part of that guy will always be in here, and that my aorta now has a caramel center.
But most importantly, every flavor became officially Fair Trade certified and sourced only non-GMO ingredients. So that brings us back to the future. I bet you're wondering, can ice cream really change the world? We sure hope so. So far, it's helped us not only take better care of our planet, but also bring together people all over the world. Now, if you'll excuse our spokesgal, she's got somewhere she needs to be. Because where we're going, we don't need roads, just ice cream.
All right, you guys enjoy that movie? Yeah. Now the next part of our tour is going to be out on the mezzanine. Excuse me. That is the only place that we do not allow our guests to take pictures. Is that going to be okay with everyone? I also have a surprise for you. As you go out on the mezzanine, there's going to be a tray with cookie dough samples. This is the cookie dough that we put in the ice cream. It's a little different than the cookie dough you can buy in the store. But once you check the ingredient list out, you can help yourself to a sample of cookie dough. We'll be having new flavors for 2023 coming out in probably 6 or 8 weeks. Just crowd right in, push right in. As soon as everyone gets down off the stairs, we'll get started. And we put in this flavor lab. Now we have the ability to make any kind of ice cream you can imagine. And that's what we've been doing back there. One of the flavors we made several years ago, great flavor, broccoli cheddar chunk. This was a broccoli ice cream with kidney bean chunks and a Cabot cheddar cheese swirl. Not very good, but it was for a special occasion, April 1st. The tour guides had a great time. The guests that day, not so much. We're going to try this flavor, which is new this year, called Dirt Cake. It's a vanilla pudding ice cream with chocolate sandwich cookies and a chocolate cookie swirl. I do have a complete ingredient list here. If anyone has any dietary concerns, take a look at that list. And come and see me if you have a concern. I'm going to get that ice cream out. Dirt cake. Anybody tried dirt cake this year? Not yet. Grab a sample, grab a napkin, move out of the way. Kids, 12 and under, your tickets were just $1, so back of the line. I'm just kidding. Grab a sample, grab a napkin, move out of the way.
Getting my dirt cake sample. Guys, this was dirt cake. Really good. Gotta try.
Have some more.
Factory, you take the tour and try some ice cream. See you later. Hi guys, now let's try to see the graveyard.
The flavor graveyard is where all the ice cream flavors that are no longer being produced have their names retired. Let me walk around the graveyard and show you some of those flavors that were already retired. Leave me a comment below if you see any flavor names you really used to love and you wish they would bring back.